Happy Thursday! How has your day been? This is your fourth stimulus check update, everybody, and we have a ton of news to go over in today's video. More and more politicians are now stepping up to the plate and are getting ready to pass more stimulus relief to help out the great American people. And President Biden has already extended the eviction moratorium, and this probably means that we're going to receive more stimulus check in the near future. But first, everybody, tomorrow I'll be announcing the winner of a free $100 Amazon gift card. Now, if you would like to enter this gift card giveaway, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. I want to do my best in helping out my community. I know that many of you guys are in need of a fourth stimulus check, and while Congress is taking too long to send out payments, I want to do my part in giving away a free $100 Amazon gift card. So be sure to enter the giveaway, folks, by subscribing to my channel and sharing this video.
To my mind, when I hear Republicans talking about cutting Social Security, that is reprehensible. Even worse, talking about privatizing Social Security. So what we have got to do as a nation is, first of all, to understand Social Security is not going broke. Social Security has $2.8 trillion in the trust fund.
First things first, everybody. Here's what CBS reports about the fourth stimulus check. The IRS has already issued more than 169 million payments in the third round of direct aid, with another 2.3 million people receiving stimulus checks last month. Now, some lawmakers have given us good news, and that's that a fourth stimulus check is on the way. So far, the federal response to the crisis has delivered around $3,200 to each eligible adult. That was $1,200 under the CARES Act, $600 in December, plus an additional $1,400 with President Biden. Now, we all know despite all of this financial aid, many Americans, actually 4 in 10 people, have said that their income remains below its pre-crisis levels. So this just proves that a fourth stimulus check is necessary. If you guys agree, then be sure to stay until the end of this video, because we have more news to cover surrounding the fourth stimulus check. Nationwide, 14.6 million people are currently receiving some form of jobless assistance. But now 21 senators, all Democrats by the way, have sent a letter to President Biden. And they're all in support of a fourth stimulus check. A recurring stimulus payment, actually. And that's great news for all of us, everybody.
All the problems in our society. It exacerbated the problems of lack of child care. It exacerbated and showed the problems of lack of sick leave and family leave. It showed how families in modern America are struggling.
So here's the news. Senators say they expect a bipartisan package to come up for a final series of votes as soon as this weekend. But the timing will depend on whether Republican senators in particular feel that they've been given enough chance to make changes to the legislation. One Senate Democrat complained the package is moving not fast enough. He said there are people holding amendments that they really shouldn't be. Vote up or down, churn and burn. The Senate Democrat, John Tester, said it's probably going to be this Saturday before there's a final vote on a final passage. Now, the legislation, folks, as introduced, would provide $110 billion for roads, bridges, and major projects, $66 billion for passenger and freight rail, and $39 billion for public transit, with only $55 billion for water infrastructure, among many other provisions. Now, one thing that must be included in this infrastructure bill is a fourth stimulus check. Congress must realize that there are still many Americans across the country that are in need for a fourth stimulus check.
Anders, thank you very much for sitting down and talking with AARP New Hampshire about Social Security.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm going to start with a quote that comes right from you. At a time when senior poverty is going up, our job must be to expand, not cut, Social Security. What's your plan?
Well, Scott, that does sound like me. We have, throughout this country, millions of seniors trying to get by on $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a year.
So President Biden and Kamala Harris have to do a better job of sending out stimulus relief payments. And if you guys agree, then be sure to stay to the end of this video, because I will be going into more details about what President Biden said surrounding the fourth stimulus check. Now, senators had filed 281 amendments to the infrastructure package as of 5 p.m. And Senator Mike Lee offered 35 amendments, while Senator Roger, the ranking Republican on the Senate Commerce Committee, offered 16. And Senator Marsha Blackburn had offered 23 as of Tuesday afternoon. Now, many of the Republicans that I just named are not expected to vote in favor of the final bill. But still, everybody, senators on both sides of the aisle teamed up to defeat the amendment by a resounding 20-78 vote. Had it been adopted, the entire bipartisan deal would have collapsed under Democratic opposition. Senator Thomas Hills, Senator Thomas Tillis, a member of the group of 22 senators who backed the bipartisan negotiations that produced the $1 trillion infrastructure bill, said that he would vote to defeat any amendments that would upset the carefully crafted compromise. In mid-July, the United States was in throes of confronting the second wave, and more than 30 million people were claiming unemployment benefits. But now, just 2 weeks ago, the total number of people reported to be receiving the benefits had dropped by more than half, to around 13.2 million. Plus, when the crisis took hold in the United States back in March 2020, Congress quickly passed the CARES Act, which made significant changes to unemployment insurance. The tens of millions of people who lost their jobs benefited from these new programs. Is President Biden doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? Or do you believe that he's taking too long and that he should do a better job? Tell me your thoughts on this, everybody, in the comments. Now, as the fourth wave grows in the United States, many experts believe that job growth will have slowed in July, and the trend could continue through August. However, concerning to many beneficiaries and experts is that all federal programs are set to expire on September 6th, which could leave millions of people without an income. Folks, what are your thoughts on the unemployment benefit program? Should it be extended or should it not be extended? Leave a comment down below, everybody, telling me your thoughts on this.
This morning, the Appropriations Committee considered a first partial batch of government funding bills for next year. I want the Senate to secure bipartisan appropriations through the regular process. I want us to fund the government in an orderly fashion, just like the successful Appropriations Committee work we saw throughout Republicans' recent years in the majority. We accomplished that because we built a truly bipartisan process. Importantly, it began at the beginning. Early in the calendar year, we convened bipartisan talks to produce top-line numbers so the appropriators would have actual targets. That led good faith bipartisan conversations happen at the subcommittee and committee levels throughout the spring and summer. And we got results on a bipartisan basis. Unfortunately, this year, our Democratic colleagues haven't done anything like that. Either our colleagues don't have any big picture plan, or they're privately working off the president's partisan budget request. There's been no big picture bipartisan conversation. Democrats didn't even let the committee vote on top line allocations, which normally happens at the start